Starts now.
All right, happy Monday, everybody. It is great to have you with us as we get started on the brand new work week. I'm Erin Hartley.
And I'm Cerise Cole. There's meteorologist Jared Lansford, senior chief meteorologist Rusty Lord, who's tracking our chances of rain again this morning.
Yeah, nothing too much to worry about, but I think the big thing would be caught by a downpour as you're just going about your morning routine. And that's why we want to give you a first alert to where these showers and a few thunder showers are. Every once in a while, we get a little lightning from these. You can see there over the last 10 minutes, you get a couple little strikes there just to the east of Seward as these are trying to drift to the east. But these storms, new ones bubble up, the old ones have a tough time hanging on. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on to see how many of these can actually hold together as they drift east. We could have a little rain moving into the metro here towards probably the tail end of the 7 o'clock hour, the way these are kind of slowly wandering along, but they're still west of Lincoln and could meander towards Wahoo here over the next half hour or so. How about that sunrise? You got the wildfire smoke that's fairly elevated, add a little color to the sunrise this morning, and temperatures that are in the 50s out the door as opposed to the 40s we had the last several mornings. Actually set a record low of 42 yesterday morning, and you can see where we're at the 50s right now, and still some 40s on the Iowa side, but warmer to the west where the clouds have filled in and kept the number up just a little bit. So that's how your morning is starting off today. Colder in the valleys of the Lusk Hills yet again, but all these numbers a good 10 to 20 degrees above where we were at this same time yesterday over a good chunk of the area. So it's a noticeable warm up, and that is going to be a trend that we keep over the course of this week. First alert to the wind gusts today, up near 25 to maybe 30 miles per hour. So not damaging, but they'll definitely be noticeable and pesky as you head out over the course of the day. There's the scattered showers and thunder showers trying to drift east. Models struggle to keep those around much past 9 o'clock, but I still think these thicker clouds you see here, even towards lunch and into the afternoon, could easily produce a spotty shower, maybe a thunder shower. This is very, very random. You can see most of the area dry, but a couple of specks of green on the radar, even by 5 o'clock, would not surprise me. Then into the evening hours, those should fade as the sun sets, but I do expect more to try to develop while you're sleeping, and it could have a couple of those moving through heading into the overnight hours and early part of the day on Tuesday. So if you leave the car out overnight, remember to have the windows rolled up on that one, just so you're not going out to a car seat that might be soaked, because I think we could have a couple of thunder showers to start off the day on Tuesday, and those would drift to the southeast. So 78 for the high today, 79 on Tuesday, and 84 on Wednesday, and even a small chance of a morning thunder shower on Wednesday as well. None of these are all that organized or widespread, but just enough to be annoying and maybe give you a downpour and make you wish you remembered the umbrella.
Okay. We hope for that. After a stretch of the 70s, I thought we were done with the 90s. We're going back up, though, at the end of the week.
Yeah, we're going to hang close to a couple of days here by the end of the week that it's going to feel a lot like summer because the humidity goes up, and models consistently now are getting things right up near 90 degrees. You can see what averages, 82 for this time of year, and it's just a gradual warming trend this week, right up near 90 by Friday, 90 probably near Saturday as well. So the muggy meter, as it goes up the next couple of days, will then hang in the muggy range all week long. So the air conditioner's still going to be working, and you can see the morning lows trend up as well. And we'll keep an eye on that forecast. We'll be putting together the forecast for this upcoming Husker game. It's an 11 o'clock kickoff, so that high of 90 in Omaha and probably Lincoln as well, that'll be reached by the end of the game or close to it anyway. So it'll just get hotter and hotter down in Lincoln. And typically we get one of these, it seems like, in September.
Here we go.
It looks like this upcoming Saturday is going to be that one.
How dare Houston Christian bring the weather with them?
Yeah,
They really are.
this is their jam, right?
Next humidity.
All right, Russ, thank you, Rusty. Jared, you've got some important information for drivers this morning.
Yeah, this is going to be a big impact with the closure. Now, we're telling you about this on Friday, giving you the first alert, but it's coming here at the top of the hour on 72nd. And a lot of people use this that won't be able to use it this morning. It's like full road closure between F and L. And this is because there's some needed railroad track repairs that will be happening in that area. So scheduled to start at 8. If I were you, I'd just go ahead and start thinking about the alternate route now, because they may be prepping that closure at this point. And it's scheduled to last through 5 p.m. on our Tuesday, so tomorrow evening. So you won't be able to use it tomorrow morning either. So alternate routes, if you're going southbound, make your way along F, you can go over to 84th and then double back if you need to from there. Northbound, utilize 60th, use 84th. Those are your two options. Now here's the problem is 84th slows down anyway a lot during the peak of the commute with all of the traffic flow that goes through there. So you may be looking at some pretty hefty delays on that stretch as you're making your way northbound, and I wouldn't be surprised if 60th also starts to do that with the amount of traffic that's heading through there. So a little extra time, a good idea to keep in mind as you're heading out the door this morning and tomorrow morning if you're going through that stretch trying to get to I-80 or go further to the north. Aside from that, when we're talking about how the commute's going, you can see the slowdowns already starting to build on I-80 on either side of that construction zone around Giles. We've had some delays on the JFK at times right near I-80. That's improved a little right now, but we'll keep an eye on that. And then you have a few other spots where we slow down Dodge right around 72nd and 90th, some of those busy intersections in the metro. We've also had a pretty consistent one that's been showing up on Fort near 99th. That's just east of I-680. So I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep you posted on how each of those is going, and of course how 60th and 84th are looking here as they handle that increased traffic load this morning.
All right, thank you, Jared. Well, happening today, Elkhorn Public Schools will hold its first board meeting since reaching some tentative milestones on construction completion. The district sparked safety concerns this school year when two new unfinished elementary schools here held classes. A spokesperson said Friday the district was, quote, largely on track with their construction deadlines. They'd plan to finish landscaping and install fire panels at both Iron Bluff and Stone Point Elementary by last Friday. Some work remains underway at South Point, including finishing the art room and the library. Happening today, an Omaha sinkhole that's been in the news so much this year, it's finally getting the attention of construction crews.
Yeah, back in January, a garbage truck was driving right through an alley on 16th and Harney when the concrete beneath collapsed. Ebony Jones has lived in this neighborhood for the past 4 years, and she, like all the neighbors, are ready for a change.
That would be great, for us to be able to have full access again and be able to move around, the way we used to and what I was used to and anybody else who live here used to.
City leaders say the original delay came down to a disagreement with private property owners over who is responsible for the sinkhole. The city will close a section of 16th between Farnham and Harney for 3 to 4 weeks.
Aaron, thanks at the safety desk with Maria Cade, who has an alert to check your fridge and your freezer this morning.
Yep, there is another recall that we want to first alert you to. This one is stemming from a salmonella outbreak. So, of course, that's not good. And it's being linked to home delivery meals. And these products were made by Metabolic Meals. They were originally delivered during the week of July 28th. According to the CDC, 16 people across 10 different states are sick. I checked. Not Nebraska or Iowa. Okay. So that is some good news. Yeah. But of course, these could have potentially been shipped to people here. And 7 of those people who are sick, they had to go to the hospital. So if you do order from the service, these are the meals that were impacted. 4 cheese tortellini, low carb chicken teriyaki and vegetables, black garlic and ranch chicken tenders, and then sliced top sirloin with roasted peanut sauce and summer vegetables. So if you have any of those, make sure you throw them out. Right. You don't want to get sick.
So good to know. All right, Maria, thank you. And we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. Time now 7:13 as we get started here on this Monday morning. Isn't that a nice shot? Sun starting to come up, overlooking the Midtown and the downtown areas on your screen. Going to be a pretty nice forecast for today. The only thing that could impact us is the air quality. A little bit of smoke.
We'll be keeping an eye on that. You notice the color in the sunrise there. There's a little bit of that on the horizon, and then some in the upper elevations too. So air quality will be worth watching the next couple of days as some smoke will be passing overhead. We'll see how much of it settles down to the ground. You can see good to moderate air quality over much of the area. Take a little wider view. You're starting to see a few more pockets of the moderate, the yellow show up. Not a huge deal, but watch the smoke forecast. Some thicker plumes will try to drift through. Not so much during the day today. They stay to the north, but I think then later on tomorrow, we could have a couple more drop in from the north. Hopefully it doesn't impact things greatly, but will be some wildfire smoke. Even though the surface winds are out of the south, which you'll feel today and tomorrow. The upper level winds that are kind of steering air masses, they're out of the northwest, and that's what's dragging in this smoke, and likely means most of it's going to be elevated, but it is something to watch. A couple of showers and thunder showers now near and north of Lincoln will be drifting into southern Saunders County, and then some back here near York. Now, these trying to produce a little lightning every once in a while. They struggle to hang on to much, but they are still holding on enough to bring some rain. So we'll be watching this here probably towards the tail end of the 7 o'clock hour, getting into the western edge of the metro. And you look to the southwest right now and you can see the bubbling little tops of those thunder showers as they're trying to move in. Muggy meter over the course of the day today stays pretty pleasant. By the end of the day into the evening may go up into the muggy range, and that's a sign of the uptick in the moisture that we're going to have today. So we'll watch these kind of drift in from the west, try to hang on a little bit amongst the thicker clouds. And even any of these clouds this afternoon, I still think they could produce some scattered showers, some thunder showers around, even through the evening drive. Although there's not much on the map, don't be surprised if 1 or 2 little showers does pop up. Now, tomorrow morning, I think we could have a few more on the map to start off the day. And these around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning would bubble up and then try to drift to the southeast. You can see there's a few more on the map. I'm skeptical of there being this many, but it gives you an idea of what we're looking at here. By 7 o'clock, I think a lot of these would start to drift to the southeast. By 11, there's not too much left. And then into the afternoon, kind of fighting through some clouds to get some sunshine and upper 70s. You'll notice then for the rest of the week, look at that, right up near 90 by the end of the week. There were signs that we could make a run at 90 when we were looking at the forecast last week, and models have trended that way with a lot of 80s and then maybe a high near 90 there by Friday.
Yeah, and that's not the end of the heat and humidity.
Yeah, if you have tickets to the game down in Lincoln this weekend, you're going to want to pay attention. It is an 11 o'clock kickoff, but again, that's the kickoff. You'll be okay during the tailgating. It'll warm up considerably, and most of the time 80s in the stadium is pretty darn hot with all the concrete and all the people. So that'll be worth watching. Some storms late Saturday and into early Sunday with some cooler air by Sunday we'll watch, and then the dew points go up too. So the muggy meters are going to be in the muggy range by Tuesday and Wednesday, and it likely stays there all week. Plus, you look a little longer range. Now, this window here, you see the time frame there in the upper left corner, the 15th to the 21st. Average highs by then dip into the 70s. So when you see this warmer than average potential, that means probably a lot of 80s and maybe even a lone 90 still trying to hang on for the middle of the month.
All right, we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yep.
In the meantime, let's get another update on traffic this morning. Sun glare could be an issue for drivers.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of year where it starts lining up right perfectly with those eastbound roads. And when you look at the cameras that we got here, it's pretty apparent why I'm concerned about that potentially impacting things. It's pretty bright out there with a little bit of that wildfire color showing up there too. But it's something that we already saw a little bit of last week with Dodge, I-80, Highway 370 being classic roads that get delays when you are looking at this being in place. So I'll be tracking that through the morning. We are picking up the traffic. You can see it's starting to get pretty congested here on Dodge eastbound just past 144th. And you can even see the little lens flare from some of that sunshine that's in place. So any of those roads, you want to be ready for it to be a little little hard to see and for things to slow down. Now, speaking of slowdowns, I've been noticing this pretty consistently on Fort right around 680 with some delays. We had a photog go and check it out, and no crash there, but it's just heavy traffic trying to make its way through this area and things slowing down. So be ready for that as you head into there. First alert to some delays on I-80 as you make your way to the construction zone. Thankfully, it's not backing up as bad as we've seen at times over the last couple of weeks, but it is definitely slow right near L. And then I've been watching the JFK. Pretty good at the moment. Don't be surprised if that does start slowing down again as we get through the next 20, 30 minutes or so as we pick up the traffic that's coming in from Bellevue and heading north there toward I-80. A couple of other intersections that just have a lot of traffic going through them. And of course, we always get slow on Dodge right around 90th at this point, over towards 72nd. Same story near 90th and Maple. So we'll be tracking that. Of course, I'll be watching 60th, 84th with a lot of traffic that's going to be using that as an alternate route with 72nd closing here shortly.
All right, Jarrett, thank you. More work coming to a section of South 72nd. Weather permitting, NDOT will close 72nd at F Street starting at 8 o'clock this morning until 5 p.m. tomorrow. This is for repairs to the railroad tracks there. Also today, Farnham at 10th Street and 10th Street southbound will close for utility work for about a month. Then next Monday, September 15th, 10th northbound will close for work on an intersection.
Well, coming up, an unusual sight. One 200-pound bear goes to the hospital.
Now, plus another look at one magical Husker post-game proposal.
On New This Morning, it's never fun when your stomach hurts.
It doesn't matter if it's a person or, in this case, a 200-pound bear in Istanbul, Turkey. Now, this bear named Okan had to undergo an MRI after he ate too much fruit. Okan was in great discomfort, so caregivers took him to a veterinary hospital to get him checked out. Turns out the MRI was clean, and Okan was later released back to the wildlife center he calls home. Something similar happened a couple of years back when Okan also ate too much fruit.
Not learning the lesson.
Workers are now they're trying to adjust Okan's diet to prevent any future incidents. Maybe don't give him all this fruit.
I guess it's like candy to them. Just chow them down.
Poor little one. All right,
cute, though.
He is cute. All right, in case you missed it, victory wasn't the only thing in the air down at Memorial this weekend.
Yeah, junior tight end Luke Lindenmeyer not only scored his first touchdown, but he also popped the question to his girlfriend on the Scarlets dance team. The La Vista native said he'd been planning this proposal for months and had help making it all happen.
shout out to Dr. Elza. She was behind the scenes on it. I asked Coach Rule if it was okay. I didn't think the whole team was going to stop. I didn't really tell the whole team. I just told a couple of guys, and then Coach Rule said something about it yesterday, and then the whole team knew, and then they were just staying. It was awesome. Her family was there too. It was great. And she said yes. That's the best part.
Oh, by the way, that part, right? Lindenmeyer finished the 68-0 win with 3 catches for 44 yards, scored his first touchdown. Then he gets this wonderful proposal. He had a night.
Did he carry the ring with him
I was
the
going
whole
to say,
game?
I want to see the ring.
Well, here you go. Here's your chance. I don't know if he'll be able to see a tight shot. Oh, he didn't take it out. I don't know. Oh, I love it. It's funny he yelled. He's marrying a dancer because his mom was my Zumba instructor back in the day. She was a dancer.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That is funny.
They're a great family.
Oh my gosh.
Very happy for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody, we're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. Of course, you can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Monday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning to you. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on traffic this morning with Jarrett Lansford.
And I've been watching some consistent slowing happening on 4th Street as you're right around 680. No crashes in this area, just heavy traffic, and you can see how it's really struggling around there. So first alert to that, watch for some delays around there. Of course, we've got our I-80 delays as you're making your way westbound as well. Another spot that I'm watching for where things could slow down. And also going to be watching this area. Starting at the top of the hour, 72nd closes between F and L, so I expect both 60th and 84th to get quite slow, just a little bit slow right now on 84th, heading northbound. Rusty.
Another thing added to the mix, the potential for some showers this morning, and a couple of rumbles of thunder. Had a little strengthening now with this cell just east of Seward. Had a couple lightning strikes with it, and then more back here near York. A lot of randomness to this, but it is something we're watching. Raining the north side of Lincoln over towards Waverly now, and then that little cell there just in the southwest corner of Saunders County sneaking in. So this is what we'll watch try to meander to the east and could bring some rain chances here as we head closer to the 8 o'clock hour. There's slow progression with these, but some chances for showers and a couple of thunder showers this morning. And then into the evening, those should subside by the afternoon, or by the overnight, I should say. A couple more thunderstorms are possible while you're sleeping heading into Tuesday morning. Winds kick up a little bit today, could easily gust to about 30 miles per hour over the course of the day. And we go to 78 degrees for the high. Aaron?
Well, the city will close the section of 16th between Farnham and Harney for 3 or 4 weeks starting today to repair a sinkhole. Back in January, a garbage truck was driving right through an alley on 16th and Harney when the concrete beneath collapsed.
Well, it is 7:28, and we're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.